Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
So tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. at the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center, we're going to be welcoming Wally Minko, who is a Grammy Award-nominated composer, keyboard player, jazz artist, producer from Los Angeles. He's an amazing performer.
A Grammy nominee has composed a program for the West Texas Symphony. We hear more on that performance from Maestro Gary Lewis in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us for CBS 7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you who are joining us live on the CBS 7 YouTube. I'm Lauren Munt, and we start tonight tracking crime. A Marfa man was sentenced in a federal court in Pecos to 8 years and 1 month in prison for possession of child pornography and transportation of child pornography. According to court documents, FBI agents had a search warrant and found that Patricio Javier Serrano had photos and videos depicting child sexual abuse material stored on his cell phone and in his phone's web browser. Serrano, who has been a volunteer youth softball coach, was arrested last May. You'll remember that Serrano pled guilty to both charges in October. And last year, you might remember that the Odessa Police Department installed new flock safety license plate readers to prevent car thieves and to arrest wanted offenders. Since then, the new tech has helped OPD track down criminals. The new LPR system was installed in every single police vehicle, and OPD believe that the new system will help reduce crime in Odessa. Just a few weeks ago, Odessa police arrested 2 people for suspicion of delivering substance with the help of that new flock system. The new flock safety cameras can also identify missing people linked to a stolen vehicle.
They are specifically calibrated to hone in on license plates, even if the vehicle is far away, even if the vehicle is moving fast, even if it's dark, it's like nighttime hours. These things are amazing. So they're able to definitely detect and increase, not only arrests, but just solving investigations in general.
According to OPD, 70% of crimes involve stolen vehicles, which is why the system is important. And let's turn to your election news. There are currently 5 candidates for the vacant Midland County at-large position. So far, we've heard from 4 of them, and today we'll hear from Eric Davidson. And although Davidson was not born in Midland, he considers this his forever home. Davidson was born and raised in Boerne, Texas. He and his wife moved to West Virginia before they were relocated to Midland 7 years ago. He says the number of developments, improvements, revitalizations that he's seen in that time is what motivated him to sign up for the at-large position. Davidson says that he believes the current city council has made many great decisions, but he says that he wants to learn from other cities across the country and implement those ideas into Midland to make the city even stronger.
I am extremely thirsty to see, what someone like myself could bring to the city council, offer that different perspective, but at the same time, be able to listen to people, be able to have the time to talk to people and hear the ideas that they want to see.
Now we've heard from all 5 candidates for the Midland City Council at-large position. However, residents can still file to run for the election until March 4th. We will, of course, keep you updated. To see the profiles of the other candidates, you can visit our website, that's CBS7.com. And back in December, we brought you a story on the garbage truck shortage throughout the city of Odessa. Fast forward to now, and we're still seeing a trash problem. Several years ago, a previous city council decided that the lifespan of our garbage trucks in Odessa could last 7 to 9 years. And that's a decision that seems to be the root of today's problem.
And that's just not reasonable. What that has put us into is a situation where we have multiple problems with the trucks right now.
Across the nation right now, there is a shortage of parts to repair garbage trucks. And because of the delayed delivery of those parts, Beckmeyer says that when one truck gets fixed, another one is immediately leaving because of the issues that come with the old trucks. And across Texas, the Smokehouse Creek fire continues to destroy land up in the Texas Panhandle. This fire is the largest in Texas history, and the latest update shows that the fire is only at 15% containment. In the last couple of days, fire departments across the state have made the trip to Hutchinson County to help put this fire out, and the West Odessa Volunteer Fire Department is one of them. The fire chief, for the West Odessa Volunteer Fire Department, says that they went up there on Tuesday night. 13 volunteers made the drive, and they've been able to use some of the department's new technology to fight those fires.
So we've been combing through the neighborhoods, scanning for any type of hot spots. We've been using thermal imaging from our drones and our thermal imaging cameras to scan these residents and certain key areas, and just making sure we get everything cooled off and cold out here.
More help from state and federal fire teams are expected in the area. And we've got a more in-depth update on that fire coming up for you in just a few minutes. But for now, let's take a pause and look at our weather right here in the Permian Basin with meteorologist Sawyer McElroy. Sawyer?
It was a great day to start out the month of March, and those temperatures outside not too bad at the present time, in the 50s and 60s across the state. Closer to home, we're looking at those current temperatures also in the 50s and 60s. 58 in Big Spring, currently 61 in Midland and Odessa, 62 in Fort Stockton, down to 51 in Marfa, hanging on to 64 in Presidio. Overall winds not too bad, anywhere from being calm to about 10-15 miles per hour. A little bit stronger over in southeast New Mexico at the present time. Clear skies though, quiet conditions out there for us tonight, and that will continue through tonight. Looking at our planner as we head through tonight, seeing those temperatures into the 40s by about 3 a.m. Going to be on the chilly side to start off the day for our Saturday. For our weekend though, looking to see those temperatures in the 70s for Saturday, and then Sunday those breezy conditions return with temperatures still in the 70s and 80s across the region.
All right, thank you, Sawyer. You've got your weekend weather. Now it's time for your weekend plans. In Odessa tomorrow is the 6th annual Frost Technical Center Car Show, benefiting ECISD. The event is being held at 104 South Grandview in Odessa, and it kicks off at 9 a.m. Admission is free, but all car show entries will be $25. All proceeds from the event will go towards supporting Ector County ISD student activities. And the top 10 entries will get a trophy created by CTE welding students. And at the Wagner Noel, a world-renowned artist is coming to play with the West Texas Symphony. We caught up with Maestro Gary Lewis in our digital news desk for the details. Wally Minko is a Grammy-nominated composer, keyboard player, jazz artist, and producer who has written a program for the West Texas Symphony. That will debut tomorrow night.
In this program, you're going to hear things from the Dixieland tradition, the cool jazz, Irish jig, Spanish flamenco, Viennese waltz, pop R&B, all sorts of these kinds of musical styles that he has blended together into this show.
And this isn't the first time that the symphony has had a star in their midst.
We play with, accomplished Broadway singers, classical artists all the time, which is one of the things that really sets the West Texas Symphony and what it has to offer apart here in the Permian Basin.
Tickets for the performance are available at the Wagner Noel website. And across West Texas, United Supermarkets are heading to Andrews. This comes several months after Porter's announced that they would be closing Modern Foods. The new United Supermarkets will be located at the corner of Highway 385. In addition to the store, the company will also build a convenience store. Construction hasn't started yet, but the grocery store is expected to be open in 2025. And this morning, the American Petroleum Institute gave out 41 scholarships to students today as part of a clay shoot. Each scholarship recipient has a family member that works within the oil and gas industry, and they must maintain a GPA of 2.5 or higher as they attend their classes. One recipient is a nursing student at UTPB who says the $2,000 per semester will help her finish her last 3 semesters and graduate.
I'm very blessed to receive this scholarship and to have people around me that support us going to nursing school and all the other majors that are being taken and done right now. We are the future of the Permian Basin, so I appreciate that they want us to succeed.
The funds raised at today's clay shoot will help fund those scholarships. And for the first time in the school's history, UTBB will be the host of the 127th Annual Texas Academy of Science Symposium. The event is a unique way for students to present their research while also learning from undergrad and graduate students, faculty, and professional biologists from all over Texas, all with the intention of creating a community.
I think being part of a scientific community, it's not just you here in Odessa at your school. You are part of a bigger community of people that are your peers at other institutions, but also faculty, staff, researchers in other entities.
The event will feature talks by a renowned scientist from Baylor University and an educator from Midway High School. It also will contain a vendor and graduate school fair, poster sessions, oral presentation competition, and Science Jeopardy!
UTBB definitely encourages collaboration, especially with the different fields, and I think this just shows that art and science can go together.
Good luck to all the UTBB students presenting their research and to the future endeavors in the STEM world. And still ahead, meteorologist Sawyer McElroy talks about the weather conditions in the Texas Panhandle this weekend that could pose a threat to the Smokehouse Creek fire. CBS7 continues to bring you the latest updates on the fire in the Texas Panhandle. We've got meteorologist Sawyer McElroy to talk a little bit more about the conditions up north this weekend that could pose a threat. Sawyer?
Yeah, Lauren, we're currently sitting in this westerly flow at the present time that is helping to bring some stronger winds to even us here across the Midland Odessa area, but really into the Panhandle. They do have wildfire conditions expected for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, they're looking at max wind gusts up to about 45 miles per hour and very low relative humidities. They do have a red flag warning that is in effect for tomorrow. And then Sunday, they are also looking at that wildfire risk. Dalhart, Dumas and Vega are all included in kind of that extreme or moderate wildfire risk because of those low humidities, wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour as well. So they did see a little bit of snow yesterday, which did help slightly, but because of those strong winds and those dry conditions, we're still looking at that threat continuing for this weekend.
All right, thank you, Sawyer. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen is outside of Amarillo with the latest on the 1 million acre burn. Jason?
The Smokehouse Creek fire is now the largest in Texas history and has burned more than 1 million acres since Monday.
It looked like Armageddon. It looked like the end of the world.
In Fritch, Ryan Hightower says she and her family almost didn't make it out of their house in time.
We no longer got off of our street, that the entire street was engulfed.
Hightower returned to this. Her home is among dozens that burned to the ground just in Fritch. And the danger is not over yet, as firefighters continue to battle the flames, helped temporarily by snow and freezing temperatures.
The largest fire in the history of the state of Texas cut a path so large that it exceeds the size of some states in our country. There are about 400 to 500 structures that have been destroyed.
My 3-year-old, this will be her bedroom.
Tyler McCain and his family are still trying to figure out what's next after their trailer home burned down.
I want your house.
You want your house?
That was his 3-year-old daughter's teary reaction to the sad news. And that pain is shared by so many here, now facing a tremendous task ahead.
It's heartbreaking, not just for me and my family, but all the other families.
More help from state and federal fire teams is expected Friday, in part so local agencies that have come from around the state can return to their own communities ahead of more fire-friendly weather conditions coming this weekend. Jason Allen, CBS News in Fritch, Texas.
And it's still not clear what sparked the wildfire and several others burning in the region.
We'll be looking at pleasant conditions for this weekend, some breezy conditions as well, and dry conditions. So definitely use caution this weekend for us here across our region. I'll have more details on what to expect coming up after the break.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good evening and happy Friday, everybody. It was a pleasant day out there for our Friday, and it's the first day of meteorological spring. So actual spring is a little bit later this month, but meteorological spring started today. Looking at our observed highs across the state, 60s, 70s, and even some 80s out there. Closer to home, we saw those highs in the 60s and 70s. 75 for today in Odessa, 73 in Midland, 67 in Marfa, 69 in Alpine, and 75 in Presidio. Currently, temperatures a little bit cooler in the 50s and 60s, 58 in Big Spring, 61 in Midland and Odessa, 51 in Marfa, and hanging on to 65 in Presidio. We had a little bit breezy conditions earlier today, but those winds have calmed, anywhere from being calm to about 10-15 miles per hour. A little bit stronger winds in southeast New Mexico at the present time. Here's that westerly flow that I was talking about before the break. That is helping to bump our temperatures up a little bit above average for the weekend, and also bring us some breezy conditions to the region. Satellite and radar, clear skies, quiet conditions out there. A very pleasant night. Like I said, a little bit on the cooler side still though. And we're going to see those quiet and clear conditions continuing through the overnight hours into our Saturday. A few clouds rolling through the skies throughout the day tomorrow, but not looking to ruin anything, not put a damper on the day, because just a little bit of cloud cover honestly might provide a little bit of relief. Going to see a cool to chilly start to the day for Saturday with early morning lows in the 40s across the region, but those temperatures warming nicely into the 70s and 80s. Little breezy conditions for our areas to the west, Hobbs, Monahans, Pecos, with gusts anywhere from about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Sustained winds across the majority of the region anywhere from about 10 to 15, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we're going to see partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies depending on where you're located. Like I said, a few clouds rolling through the area, but overall not looking too bad throughout the day. For CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast, breezy conditions pretty much area wide on Sunday. Temperatures still in the 70s and 80s, and then a cold front will roll through the area Monday. Not really doing too much to our temperatures, just slightly changing them by a few degrees, but then we see another cold front on Wednesday, bringing the chance for some rain to the region Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday we do have another cold front that will kind of see a little bit more changes with our temperatures there, back with those temperatures into the 60s, but overall not looking like too bad of a week for the first full week of March.
Still ahead, Boeing has agreed to pay out $51 million for violating export rules related to military technology. The details on the lawsuit next in your travel news on CBS 7 News at 9. Boeing has agreed to pay out $51 million for violating export rules related to military technology. According to a complaint between 2013 and 2017, 3 Boeing employees in China allegedly downloaded sensitive information more than 24 times. Those documents included information on 2 varieties of air-to-ground missiles and 3 separate models of fighter jets. Boeing also says that there were 80 more unauthorized downloads of data that required protection by workers and contractors in 18 countries. Overall, the State Department says that Boeing committed 199 violations of the Arms Export Control Act. In a statement, Boeing says it will maintain its trade controls obligations. And millions of Kia and Hyundai car owners should be able to claim money soon in a massive car theft legal settlement. The automakers settled a class action lawsuit for $145 million after the claims that they failed to install immobilizers in some models, allowing their cars to be stolen. The law firm representing the plaintiffs estimates that the suit covers about 9 million vehicles. Anyone who bought or leased a Kia or Hyundai from 2011 to 2022 should be eligible for the settlement. And still ahead, it's March now, so it's about time to talk about a different type of groundhog. That's right, today is National Pig Day. All right, Sawyer, this is for you.
Love it.
It is National Pig Day, and it's a big observance in parts of the Midwest with events at zoos, schools, and sports venues. Believe it or not, some people even organize pig parties and parades. If you're having a pig party, please invite me.
And me.
And Sawyer. National Pig Day was first observed in 1972, and it was started by two sisters, Ellen Stanley and Mary Lynn Rave. They said the purpose of the day was to recognize the pig as one of the most intelligent domesticated animals. A couple fun facts about pigs for you, Sawyer.
All right, hit me.
They're curious, playful, love belly rubs, and are actually pretty clean.
Sounds like my beagle.
So you basically have a pig.
You know how she snores.
Yeah.
She's a pig.
Yeah. We could get them. We could get your beagle a pig.
That'd be great.
And just have you can have a beagle and a pig. I'll come visit, and you can have a pig party.
Sounds good. Wouldn't even tell the difference between my dog and the pig.
Now, unfortunately, some people observe National Pig Day. Now cover your ears.
Okay.
By eating pork products, which is probably something that pig lovers would not recommend. This day is to celebrate them. Yeah, I think we should all just go buy a pig right now.
Sounds good. Let's go
Okay,
after the show.
right after the show?
Sounds good.
Okay, so you guys stick around and watch CBS 7 News at 10. Sawyer and I are going to go get a pig. Thanks for joining us for CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW.